In 3 words, Subaru means to me performance, safety, and power delivery. Okay, that were not 3 words, but close. My name's John, and I drive the fastest Subaru Legacy 2.5 GT on the planet. I'm a proper family man. I work very hard. It's important for me to provide well for my family and to leave a legacy for them to live up to. This is my daily drive. I drive it to work and back every day. Here in Cape Town, we have 4 seasons every day. There's always rain at some part of it. There's always bright sunshine at some part of it. And I find the motorists that I share the roadways with here a bit of an inconvenience. They're not as alert as the motorists up in Johannesburg are. So this vehicle definitely enables me to be where I need to be in traffic when I decide I need to be somewhere different. No matter how stressful the day was, I get home with a smile on my face. I first fell in love with the brand the first time I heard a 2-litre GT, Impreza GT or GC8, idled down Klip River Road in the south of Joburg. We were in my brother's 1.6-litre Opel Cadet, and we thought we were going to show someone that we were fast. We were fortunate enough to reach a traffic light where we were at the front of the front row, and when the lights turned green, we were the slowest. And eventually caught up with a guy and asked him what this was. It looked like a Toyota Corolla with a toaster shoved in the bonnet. Then we got our introduction to Subaru. A week or 2 later, I was at Subaru Germiston, and Susie took that car off my hands and put me into the driver's seat of my first Subaru GT. I chose this Legacy not because I went searching for it. I decided to get myself into a Subaru family vehicle, and had the Forester in mind. Then a friend of mine suggested I look at something different, and he showed me this car. So my initial reaction was, that's an old man's car, it's slow, it's not going to work for me. He suggested I test drive it after having test driven the Foresters that they had, and I was blown away. 2 days later, it was mine. Being in the driver's seat of a Subaru has saved my life twice. The first time was back in 2009, and on a random Monday morning at 7 o'clock, I found myself sitting in traffic, and shortly afterwards, an 11-car pileup took place, and I was right at the front of it, behind 2 fuel tankers. I watched every driver in my rearview mirror bite their steering wheels until it was my turn to take the impact. And big explosion. I ended up beating the flames off a burning woman with my own clothes, and my car survived. The chassis didn't take any significant damage, and I walked away from there unscathed. I feel safe when I'm in the vehicle. I feel that my family is safe when they're in my vehicle. I don't think I'll find myself in the driver's seat of any other daily drive ever. I belong to a fairly misunderstood generation of people in this country. Having missed out on my own stint in the armed forces, back when that was regarded as your rite of passage into adulthood and being accepted by other males whom you were going to report to in the workplace. I found myself being very negatively discriminated against, and it stuck with me. My progression and my growth as a person, this just didn't happen as I expected it to. I also suffered from having very low self-esteem. No one would have guessed it, because when you have low self-esteem, you develop self-confidence, because that's what you show the world instead of what you believe about yourself. And I found myself battling depression for a large part of my life. That all changed when I got into the driver's seat of one of these, because over and above just being in control of the vehicle, I was part of something that was also misunderstood. I was inside something that was misunderstood, and I was inside and in control of something that was able to show the world that it's okay to be misunderstood. And it was my coming of age period in the initial years that I owned my first couple of Subarus. And yeah, it led to self-acceptance. It led to me getting into touch with so many owners that for reasons altogether different, had similar experiences. Without having had any significant academic or professional successes at the time, I was able to make peace with myself. And I remember many quiet moments on the weekends or late at night on the way home, where I'd delay my getting home by sometimes for hours, just quietly driving in my Subaru and feeling at home. And that's my Subaru story.